This is your cruise news blast for Sunday, August 22nd. We give you last week's cruise headlines to catch you up, and we give them fast so we don't waste your time, and it's all coming up. Okay, we've got lots of cruise headlines from last week, but I'm going to cover them quick with all the key info. Number one, global cruise restart approaches 50%. Many may not be aware, but there are almost 90 cruise lines across the globe, and these account for about 410 cruise ships. Resumption of cruise operations has increased significantly in the last 2 months, and it is expected by the end of August that almost 190 cruise ships will be back in service. Yay, cruise lines. Number two, Royal Caribbean International Cruise Line nears another record. This last week, their new ship, the Wonder of the Seas, has departed on sea trials. This is literally huge news because when the Wonder of the Seas completes construction and debuts in spring of 2022, it will literally be the biggest cruise ship in the world. Number three, this last week, the CDC offered new cruise guidance. And to summarize, they basically noted three things. First, for those at high risk of severe complications, they recommend that they avoid cruise travel regardless of vaccination status. Second, the CDC recommends that those who are not fully vaccinated should not cruise. And third, the CDC recommends that people on cruise ships should be wearing masks when they are in shared spaces. Quick question for you, comment below. What is your thoughts on the CDC's new cruise guidance? Do you think it's good guidance and they're on target, or do you think it's bad guidance? What are your thoughts? Would love to have your input. Comment below. Number four, Carnival Cruise Line returns to the West Coast. After a 17th-month pause in departures from the U.S. West Coast, Carnival Cruise Line resumed this past Saturday with the departure of the Carnival Panorama. The Carnival Panorama, built in 2019, will be sailing on 7-night itineraries out of Long Beach, California into the Mexican Riviera. Carnival Cruise Line so far has had 3 ships that resumed operations during the month of August. In addition to the Carnival Panorama, the Carnival Magic resumed operations on August 7th, sailing out of Port Canaveral. And the Carnival Magic resumed operations on August 14th, sailing out of Miami. Number 5, this past week, Norwegian Cruise Line had some first. This past week, Norwegian Cruise Line had its first sailing out of Florida in 17 months. The ship was the Norwegian Gem, and it set sail out of Miami on a Western Caribbean itinerary. The sailing out of Miami was also Norwegian Cruise Line's very first launch from their new cruise terminal in Port Miami. Number 6, cruising returns to Jamaica. This past week, the very first ship in 17 months returned to Jamaica. It was the Carnival Sunrise that had the honor, so we are happy for Jamaica and we're proud of Carnival. Good job. Number 7, there is going to be a new cruise terminal in Galveston, Texas. This past week, the Port of Galveston held a groundbreaking ceremony for Royal Caribbean International's new $125 million cruise terminal. This cruise terminal will host the ship, the Allure of the Seas, beginning at the end of 2022, and they will be offering 7-night Western Caribbean itineraries. Now, our family, we have been to Galveston for vacation, but we have never sailed out of there. So if you have, chime in below and let us know what you think. Number 8, the Bahamas has set new vaccination criteria, and here is a summary of their new requirements. First, it goes into effect on September 3rd, and it will be valid until November 1st. It requires that all passengers and crew 12 years and older must be fully vaccinated. The only exception they are making to this is if a passenger is ineligible for vaccination based upon their medical situation. Second, the cruise ship must submit a full manifest of crew and passengers with their vaccination status to the port medical officer prior to the ship's arrival at port. If the ship does not fully meet the criteria, then the entire ship will be denied entry to the port. And third, this criteria set by the Bahamian government also applies to the private island visits. On to headline number 9. Norwegian Cruise Line has extended their vaccination requirements. Norwegian Cruise Line has extended their requirement for all crew and passengers to be vaccinated for all sailings until December 31st of this year. What about the younger guests that are not eligible for vaccination? Well, Norwegian Cruise Line says they will not be allowed on their sailings. So it seems different cruise lines are doing different things. What is your thoughts about how Norwegian is handling this? Share below, would love to hear. Okay, if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the main headlines in cruise news, make sure you check back with me here next week. Every Sunday, I give a cruise news blast to get you caught up to speed. Be sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss it, and we'll catch you in the next video.